Welcome to America Reads Fun Learning Activities. We're college students who create learning activities for kids. Our fun activities are focused on reading, writing, and math. Thank you for joining us to learn today. My name is Rebecca. In today's activity, we'll be learning how to multiply two multi-digit numbers. For this activity, I recommend you have some paper and a pencil on hand, or a whiteboard and marker if you prefer that. This way you can work through some of the problems on your own. By now, you should be familiar with multiplication problems like 9 times 3, 6 times 5, etc. These types of problems could come from a scenario like this. There are 9 kids in Kyle's class. Each student brings 3 toys to show to the class. How many toys are there? We can represent this problem by drawing a rectangle with 9 columns to represent the 9 kids and 3 rows to represent the 3 toys. This setup gives us the problem 9 times 3, which equals 9 plus 9 plus 9, which equals 27. Now imagine we have the same scenario, but there are 24 kids. How can we solve this problem? One way to do this is to basically break the number 24 into 20 plus 4 and multiply each of these numbers by 3. Why can we do this? Let's take a look at this rectangle. If we break it into 2 parts, one with 4 kids and one with 20 kids, we'll see that the problem is now turned into 4 times 3 plus 20 times 3. This means that multiplication has a distributive property, where 3 times 20 plus 4 is equal to 3 times 20 plus 3 times 4. Now this problem is much easier to solve. We take 3 times 4 to equal 12, and 3 times 20 is what? 3 times 2 times 10, which is 6 times 10, which is 60. Now we add these two numbers together to get 72, our total number of toys. Breaking down the problem like this seems like a lot of work, right? Well, there's a faster way to set up the problem that some of you may already be familiar with. We can set up the problem with the 24 on the top and the 3 underneath it lined up by their ones places. We first multiply the ones. 3 times 4 equals 12, which is 2 ones and 1 10. We put the 2 from the ones place down here, and we carry the 10 over and put it above the 2. Then we multiply the 3 times 2, which equals 6, but now we have to add this 1 that we carried to make it 7. Put that down here, and you'll notice that we got the same number as the one we got before. Now I want you to take out your pencil and paper and try these 3 problems. The third problem is a challenge problem. Try and see if you can solve them all on your own. You should pause the video now. Have you had the chance to solve them all? Here are the answers for the first 2. You should check your work to see how you did. Now let's go through the third problem, 193 times 3. This problem is very similar to the other problems with just 2 digits. We start by multiplying 3 times 3, which is 9. There's nothing to carry, so we just put the 9 down. Then 3 times 9 equals 27. Put the 7 down and carry the 2. 3 times 1 equals 3, plus 2 equals 5, giving us a total of 579. Now that you know this, I'd like you to try these 3 problems on your own. With big numbers, I really recommend that you write everything down, even if you think that you can keep it all in your head, because it can be really easy to forget to carry and make a simple mistake. Please pause the video now so you can work on them. Have you tried all the problems? Here are the answers. Check your work with mine and see how you did. If you made a mistake, find where you went wrong and fix it. The last thing we're going to do today is multiply 2 two-digit numbers, such as 24 and 12. Common situations where you need to multiply like this are area problems, for example finding the area or the amount of space in a yard, or the amount of space on a wall if you need to paint it. Let's take a look at this example. A small soccer field is 37 meters wide and 60 meters long. What is the area, or total space, on the soccer field? We know that area is length times width, so the area is 37 times 60. How can we solve this problem? Similar to before, we could try breaking the problem into smaller parts. We can turn 37 times 60 into 30 plus 7 times 60. And by the distributive property that we learned before, we know that equals 30 times 60 plus 7 times 60. 30 times 60 can be rearranged to be 3 times 6 times 100. 7 times 60 can be rearranged to be 7 times 6 times 10. 3 times 6 is 18, times 100 is 1,800. 7 times 6 is 42, times 10 is 420. We add these two numbers together to get our total, 2,220 meters. Once again, there's an easier way to set this problem up that requires less work. We can put the 30 over the 60, once again lining up their ones places. We start by looking at the ones place of 60 and the top number 37. 0 times 7 is 0, and 0 times 3 is 0. Now we look at the tens place of 60, which is 6, and we want to multiply this by 37. Now that we're working in the tens place, we have to put a 0 down here because our answer is going to be multiplied by 10. 6 times 7 is 42. We carry the 4, and then 6 times 3 is 18 plus 4 is 22. We would add these two rows together, but the first row is actually 0. So we find our total answer to be 2,220, which is the same as what we got before. Try these problems on your own. Make sure you write everything down and don't forget to carry your tens if you need to. You should pause the video now to try them out. Let's go through these together. 48 times 13. 3 times 8 is 24. We carry the 4. 3 times 4 is 12. Plus 2 is 14. Drop the 0 down. Now we have 1 times 8 is 8 and 1 times 4 is 4. We add together these two rows. 4 plus 0 is 4. 4 plus 8 is 12. Carry the 1. 1 plus 1 plus 4 is 6. Now for 33 times 44. 4 times 3 is 12. Carry the 1, and 4 times 3 is 12 again, plus 1 is 13. We drop the 0 and multiply now this other 4. 4 times 3 is 12, carry the 1, 4 times 3 is 12 plus 1 is 13. We add the two rows together to get our final answer. Finally, 62 times 78. 8 times 2 is 16, carry the 1. 8 times 6 is 48, plus 1 is 49. Drop the 0. Now 7 times 2 is 14, and we carry the 1. 7 times 6 is 42, plus 1 is 43. Once again, we add up the rows to get our final answer. Great work learning how to multiply these multi-digit numbers. Just remember these steps. Line them up by the ones place, multiply from right to left, and don't forget to carry the tens. Thank you for learning with us. I hope you come back to learn some more. Please comment if you have any questions, like and subscribe to our channel, and we'll be back with more videos. Bye!